The troubled offspring of power, the scandalous and tragic lives of presidential children. The children of presidents and rulers often grow up in the limelight, their lives a public spectacle. While some manage to carve out their own paths of success, others fall victim to the pressures and temptations that come with their privileged positions. This video delves into the lives of 11 children of presidents, whose stories were marked by scandal, tragedy, and often public disgrace. Number 1. John Van Buren, the playful scion with a flair for extravagance. John Van Buren, 1810–1866, the second son of Martin Van Buren, 1782–1862, the eighth President of the United States, lived a life marked by opulence and controversy. A Yale College alumnus, class of 1828, and a trained lawyer, John's early promise in the legal profession was frequently overshadowed by his penchant for lavish spending, high-stakes gambling, and notorious liaisons. Despite his role as the Attorney General of New York from 1845 to 1847, his social exploits garnered more attention than his professional accomplishments. Prince John, as he was known, embodied the quintessential playboy of the 19th century, mingling in elite social circles and frequently making headlines for his extravagant parties and scandals rather than his legal acumen. His lifestyle not only reflected the societal elite's extravagance of his time but also highlighted the perennial struggle between personal indulgence and public expectation, a balance he found challenging to maintain, leading to a life replete with public scrutiny. Number 2. Alice Roosevelt Longworth, the defiant first daughter who challenged societal norms. Alice Roosevelt Longworth, 1884–1980, daughter of Theodore Roosevelt, 1858–1919, the 26th President of the United States, was a figure of defiance against early 20th century societal expectations for women. Renowned for her sharp wit and bold behavior, Alice smoked cigarettes, gambled, and engaged in activities deemed scandalous for a woman of her status, challenging the period's societal norms. Her rebellious nature was famously captured in her father's words, "I can either run the country or I can attend to Alice, but I cannot possibly do both." This quote underscores the challenges her behavior posed within her family and society at large, reflecting the tension between her spirited independence and the expected decorum of her time. Alice's salon in Washington, D.C., became a hub for political and intellectual dialogue, cementing her status as a central figure in political society and a pioneer for women who defy conventional roles. Number 3. Elliot Roosevelt, a life overshadowed by personal demons. Elliot Roosevelt, 1910–1990, the third son of Franklin D. Roosevelt, 1882–1945, the 32nd President of the United States, and Eleanor Roosevelt, 1884–1962, grappled with severe personal challenges, most notably his battle with alcoholism. Despite his achievements, including his service as a decorated U.S. Army Air Forces officer during World War II, Elliot's life was heavily impacted by his addiction, leading to public embarrassments and strained family relationships. Elliot's struggles were a source of deep concern for his illustrious family, embodying the immense pressure and scrutiny faced by public figures. His personal battles with alcoholism serve as a poignant illustration of the human frailties that can afflict individuals, regardless of their family's prominence or societal status. Elliot's life story serves as a somber reminder of the often overlooked personal struggles faced by those in the public eye, highlighting the enduring impact of addiction on families and careers. Number 4. Neil Bush, the Silverado savings and loan collapse. Neil Bush, a member of the prominent Bush family with George H. W. Bush as his father and George W. Bush as his brother, found himself at the center of a significant financial scandal in the late 1980s. As a director of the Silverado Banking, Savings and Loan Association, Neil played a role in one of the most controversial bank failures of that era. The collapse of Silverado, which occurred amidst the larger savings and loan crisis, resulted in a staggering loss of $1.3 billion to taxpayers. While Neil Bush faced no criminal charges, the event led to a regulatory investigation that brought considerable negative attention to the Bush family. It highlighted the potential conflicts of interest and ethical dilemmas that can arise when personal business dealings intersect with public service and political influence. The scandal underscored the complexities of the savings and loan crisis, which saw over 1,000 banks fail and cost taxpayers an estimated $160 billion, and left a lasting mark on the Bush family's public image, raising enduring questions about governance, accountability, and the boundaries between politics and personal profit. Number 5. Hunter Biden, personal and professional controversies. Hunter Biden, the son of President Joe Biden, has been a figure of public interest and controversy for various reasons. His challenges have ranged from personal struggles, notably with substance abuse, to professional dealings that have attracted political and media scrutiny. Hunter's discharge from the U.S. Navy Reserve in 2014 due to testing positive for cocaine marked a significant public acknowledgement of his substance abuse issues. Further complicating his public profile are paternity disputes and the revelations of a paternity lawsuit which confirmed he fathered a child with London Roberts in 2018. Hunter's business activities in Ukraine and China have also been sources of controversy, particularly his position on the board of Burisma Holdings, a Ukrainian energy company, at a time when his father, Joe Biden, was Vice President of the United States. These dealings have raised questions about potential conflicts of interest and the ethical implications of foreign business activities by relatives of high-ranking U.S. officials. The leak and dissemination of information from what is alleged to be Hunter Biden's laptop added to the controversy, with claims and materials purportedly detailing some of his business dealings and personal life, further fueling debates over privacy, political influence, and media ethics. Number 6. John Adams II, a life overshadowed by personal struggles. John Adams II, 1803–1834, the son of John Quincy Adams, the sixth President of the United States, led a tumultuous life, significantly impacted by alcoholism and personal misfortune. His time at Harvard University ended in scandal and expulsion following his participation in a student rebellion, marking an early public episode of controversy in his life. After Harvard, John Adams too attempted to manage the family's grist mill, but his endeavors were ultimately unsuccessful, largely due to his struggles with alcoholism. These personal difficulties not only strained John Adams II's familial relationships but also cast a shadow over his contributions and potential legacy. His life story is a poignant reminder of how personal challenges can profoundly affect both individual and family narratives, especially within the context of a prominent public family. John Adams II's struggles with alcohol and his professional failures highlight the often hidden personal tribulations that can exist behind public facades, providing a stark contrast to the public achievements and political prominence of the Adams family. Number 7. Roger Clinton, Jr., a journey from scandal to pardon. Roger Clinton, Jr., the half-brother of Bill Clinton, the 42nd President of the United States, found himself in the throes of public scandal due to his struggles with drug addiction and legal issues. In 1985, his arrest and subsequent conviction for drug trafficking emerged as a significant point of controversy, casting a shadow over Bill Clinton's political ascendance. Roger's troubles with the law did not end with his conviction, they continued to surface throughout Bill Clinton's political career, becoming a recurring theme in discussions about the Clinton family's challenges. The controversy culminated in 2001 when, in the final hours of his presidency, Bill Clinton issued a pardon for Roger, among others. This decision was met with widespread criticism, igniting debates about nepotism and the abuse of presidential pardon powers. The pardon served not only to free Roger from his past legal entanglements but also to highlight the complexities and controversies of presidential pardons, particularly when they involve family members. Roger's story is a testament to the personal and political challenges that can arise from the actions of a president's relatives, significantly impacting the public perception of a presidency. Number 8. John Payne Todd, the burden of extravagance. John Payne Todd, the stepson of James Madison, the fourth President of the United States, and son of Dolly Madison, epitomized the pitfalls of extravagance and mismanagement. His unchecked spending and gambling led to the accumulation of substantial debt, which not only burdened him but also placed considerable financial strain on his mother, Dolly Madison, during her later years. Despite the prestige of his family's name and the opportunities available to him, Todd's profligate lifestyle resulted in significant personal and financial turmoil. The consequences of his actions extended beyond his own life, affecting Dolly Madison's financial security and tarnishing the Madison legacy. His inability to control his spending and gambling habits ultimately led to a life marked by poverty and disappointment, underscoring the dramatic contrast between his potential and his reality. John Payne Todd's story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of financial irresponsibility and the lasting impact it can have on families, particularly those in the public eye. Number 9. Andrew Johnson Jr., The Shadow of a Presidency. Andrew Johnson Jr., the son of Andrew Johnson, the 17th President of the United States, lived a life overshadowed by his father's tumultuous presidency. Amidst the backdrop of his father's controversial tenure, marked by the aftermath of the Civil War and the first presidential impeachment in U.S. history, Andrew Jr. struggled with personal demons, turning to alcohol as a means of coping. His life, characterized by a series of missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential, ended prematurely, adding a layer of personal tragedy to the Johnson family legacy. The difficulties faced by Andrew Jr. highlight the challenges that can befall the children of prominent political figures, particularly those whose presidencies are marked by controversy and conflict. His struggle with alcoholism and the subsequent impact on his life and potential serve as a poignant reminder of the often unseen personal struggles that can exist behind the public facade of political families. Number 10. George W. Bush, A Presidency Under the Microscope. George W. Bush, the 43rd President of the United States and son of George H. W. Bush, the 41st President, navigated a presidency fraught with controversy and intense public scrutiny. Unlike the personal scandals that marred the reputations of other political figures, George W. Bush's contentious moments stemmed from his policy decisions and their far-reaching implications. His administration's handling of the Iraq War, initiated under claims of weapons of mass destruction that were later disproven, and the response to Hurricane Katrina, widely criticized as inadequate and delayed, were central to the debates that defined his tenure in office. These events, among others, sparked significant public and political discourse about leadership, responsibility, and the consequences of executive decisions. The Iraq War, in particular, led to prolonged conflict and instability in the region, while the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina raised questions about government readiness and the handling of natural disasters. George W. Bush's presidency, marked by these and other challenges, left a complex legacy that continues to elicit debate and reflection on the nature of leadership and the weight of presidential decision-making. Number 11. Sarah Churchill's battle with alcoholism and legal troubles. Sarah Churchill, daughter of the iconic British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, had a tumultuous life marked by notable achievements and personal struggles. Despite her success as an actress, appearing in films such as Royal Wedding alongside Fred Astaire, and her significant contributions during World War II as a section officer in the Photographic Interpretation Unit of the RAF Intelligence Branch, Sarah faced considerable challenges with alcoholism. Her battle with alcohol led to several public incidents and legal troubles, culminating in a brief period of imprisonment in Holloway Prison. Sarah's struggles with alcoholism and the law were not hidden from the public eye. She candidly addressed these issues in her 1981 autobiography, Keep on Dancing, offering a frank and open discussion of her personal battles. This aspect of her life showcases the pressures and challenges faced by individuals, regardless of their fame or familial connections, in dealing with substance abuse and its consequences.